What's going on YouTube? It is Florida's Finest back with another video, and today is April 11th, Tuesday, and I'm trying to make a video on the bike. As I said in the last video, it's not running right, and I didn't even explain what happened. Basically, I was riding it home, and I think I might explain this. It had no power in third, fourth, or fifth gear. I would rev it and get on it in gas, in gear, and it just wouldn't go anywhere. And it kind of has the symptoms of a clutch failing or clutch slipping. So I'm going to start by draining the oil of the engine oil and the training oil and see what the oil looks like, and then probably pull off the clutch cover, take a look at the clutch, and go from there. So dive on in. So while I'm draining the oil, I want to give you a quick update on the car. I dropped it off today or last night at the shop, and today I went over there and talked to the guy who will be working on it. And he basically thinks it's going to be an easy fix. He thinks that he can have it back and running in no time. Like I said, I talked to the guy that's tuning in my car and working on it, and he seems pretty optimistic about it. He definitely knows what he's doing, so I'm pretty confident in him. This guy's name is Carlos with BP Performance, I think. I don't know, I'll have a link maybe below to their Facebook page. But they're very well known in Orlando for Miatas and BP motors. So if you guys have any problems with your Miata, I would definitely recommend them to you. But let me get my car back and see how well his work is before I give you a full detailed review. But hopefully I should have the car back soon with a base tune so I can drive it around and put some miles on it. So anyway, the oil looks pretty good. Alright, now I'm going to drain the main engine oil. I basically just skimmed the oil for bits of metal, in case, you know, any metal in my engine, but it's pretty good. So I'm going to pull the oil filter off next and keep going. Again, the oil filter looks really clean. I use a metal reusable oil filter that I never really replace, but it's done me well for a while. I just clean out each time. But yeah, it looks really good. My roommates and I were getting real tired of doing a bunch of oil runs and filling up small oil containers. So the local firehouse is selling 5-gallon buckets for $2. It's a steal. So we're dumping all our used oil in 5-gallon buckets, and we drop it off at O'Reilly's. And yeah, try to save the environment. Alright, so after looking at the oil of the tranny and the engine side, the oil looks perfectly fine. I didn't see any crazy metal shavings. The filter was clean, nothing really out of the ordinary. So I'm going to go ahead and pull off the clutch cover. It's 5 8mm bolts, and I want to pop that off real quick, and we'll take a look at the clutch. Thing to note, if you're taking off a cover or any case or anything that's like kind of important, my buddy of mine just recently messed this up. You want to take or unbolt it off star pattern, like evenly. You don't want to go across like one at a time, because you can like warp the metal or warp whatever the thing you're taking off. So every time I unbolt or tighten something, you always want to go with star pattern. Seems common sense, but thought I'd point it out. Well, we can't see much till I take off the clutch. Alright, so anytime I like to take apart a clutch, I like to like leave it in order. So like it came off, so I like to keep these like in order kind of. So I look at them, and right away I'm definitely looking at it, and my clutch plates look really, really thin. So kind of just like a car clutch, you want to have some life on it. and these look super thin. So it's about time for new clutch plates and do a clutch job on this bike. And looking at the basket's got a little issue too. I'll show you that. Hold on. Alright, so I don't know if you guys can see this or not, but this is my clutch basket. And right here, these are basically the fingers of the clutch basket. And you see how it's nice and serrated? That's how it should not be. That's not nice. I did not mean to say that. But like if you look on like maybe like the back side, I don't know, it's a little bit smoother. But it's all the edges all the way around are all serrated. And basically what that is just the clutch wearing and out of spec and just shearing away the clutch basket. And eventually these will snap and break and fail. So I'm gonna order up a new clutch basket and new clutch plates, and the bike should be good to go. So pretty easy fix, easy to get to. A clutch on a bike is way easier to get to on a car, so not too bad. So speaking of clutch jobs, I forgot to mention you guys in my last video, not this past weekend that just passed, but the following weekend when I had the car running and I was messing with it, when I first had it running, it actually had a massive oil leak, and I'm like, man, what is this leaking from? And I look underneath the car, and it's leaking from the transmission. I'm like, oh wow, I must have overfilled the bell housing. I almost must have overfilled the transmission. And I was like, no big deal. Little did I know, it was actually engine oil. And luckily I caught it before I kept running the car. And what happened was when I installed the rear main seal on the back of the motor, I actually nicked the gasket. I have it around here somewhere. It was a small nick in the gasket in the rear main seal on the back of the motor. Well, that leaked and it was piston oil. So in about 6 hours, with the help of some friends, I dropped the drive shaft, dropped the exhaust, pulled the transmission out, pulled off my brand new clutch and flywheel, replaced the rear main seal, and then put it all back together in one weekend. I didn't film any of it. It was just straight working on the car, trying to knock it out real fast and done, and it was easy. I mean, I had the car on jack stands. It wasn't hard. Pulling the transmission down was easy. It was not a hard job. Like if you guys need to do a rear main seal on a car and you can like change an oil and install little parts, it's not that hard to do it yourself. The hardest part is just taking off the bell housing bolts, and it's just lots of extensions, impact power tools, and swivel sockets, and basically just try to get your hand up inside there. But yeah, I mean, pulling off a clutch on a dirt bike is way easier than doing it on a car. So overall, not too bad. I've had this bike for about, I don't know, 2 years maybe, and I beat the living hell out of this bike. It's been down mountains, it's been crashed at 60, 80 miles an hour. I drop it, I beat the hell out of it, and the bike keeps sticking. So this is the first part of the engine I've had to replace since owning the bike, and that's pretty fucking good. I'm not mad about that at all. This bike probably has about 200 hours on this bike, if not more, and I'm sure this is probably OEM clutch. So like I said, I'm just going to order up a new clutch and new clutch basket, and it'll be good to go.
He's a freestyle.
Watching Taylor Ray's new video, I would highly recommend watching it. It was a really fun day, drifting, riding the bikes, bunch of shenanigans. Marco and Taylor crashed into each other drifting.
Okay.
I'll put a link in the description.
So for starters,
so I'm pretty sure you guys might have saw it already in my video, but I got a new tool, and I've been dying to show you guys. I've had it for a while now, about maybe 2-3 weeks. I actually bought it as a birthday present to myself, and I got a new Snap-on impact gun. This is their 3/8 model, and this thing is probably my most favorite tool I own. I love this gun. Previously, I was using this. This is an old Makita, and it does the job. It works, but a lot of things I don't like about this gun. It's also really heavy and really big, and I just really wanted to treat myself to a new gun. So I actually bought this brand new. It's actually beat the shit, but it's Snap-on. You can definitely take it. But this thing, I love about this, like on and then off. Snap-on gun, on, off. And it's got like built-in LEDs. Like it's just really nice, and it's super light, and it's rated for like, I think it's like 130 foot-pounds or something crazy, and it takes off lug nuts, which I don't use it for lug nuts, but I did test it, and this is definitely my most favorite tool. It came with 2 batteries. Battery's really small. Not trying to brag, but I'm just really happy I got this gun. It retails for like $490, $480, and some guy was selling it locally on Facebook with 2 batteries, charger, and the bag for 250 bucks. So I think I paid $220, $225 for it. So really happy. Really cheap gun. Or I mean, I got it really cheap. I got it as a good deal. But if you come across one of these, I recommend it. Solid. I really like collecting tools. Like, I'm not trying to like show off my tools. I just really like buying nice tools and collecting them. I don't know. Okay, I'm about to make my dinner appear now. Oh, Jersey Mike's. Dope. Alright guys, that wraps up this video. Just a quick video of working on the bike, finding out what's wrong with it. I'm about to order a new clutch and plates. Hopefully get the bike back and running as soon as possible. Hopefully get the car back as soon as possible. But regardless, I'm starting making more videos, and hopefully you guys enjoy them. Always appreciate you guys commenting on them, and see you in the next video. Later.